Do you struggle on how to save money? I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to save money better step by step. I used the same strategies to save 10,000 in 3 months time, and you can do it too. If you like the idea of saving money, then keep watching this video all the way to the end to discover better tips on how to save money. The first thing you must do is to create a budget. You must know how much money you make each month from your job. Then you need to determine how much you need to spend each month on your necessities. The next thing you need to do, you need to write down things you spend money on the most, such as your rent or mortgage, bills, food, utilities, gas, car payment, and transportation. When it comes to doing groceries, you need to make a list. Write down everything. Make a list at home. Write down what you want to go and buy. Each grocery you want to buy. This ranges from food. It could be anything. So when you go to the shop, you know exactly what you want to buy. You're just gonna go take this, grab that, and then you go within that budget that you set that you want to spend. Let's say you want to spend $200 today, you go spend $200. But if you end up just going like that to pick things randomly, then guess what happened? When you go to the shop, now you end up seeing too many things that attract your eyes. Then you start grabbing everything, and now you come to the cash register. By the time the cashier check out all your groceries, you end up with a lot more than you expected to spend. So therefore, budgeting and making lists and writing things down before you go shopping is good. And you can do this for any kind of shopping. It doesn't have to be just groceries. 95% of people who budget and make a list of the things they want to buy before they go buy, they found it very useful, and it helps them save a lot of money. Number 2 tip, you have to eat less out. When you go grocery shopping, you go buy everything you need to buy. You bring it home, you can cook, and you eat for a few days. Instead of trying to go out to the restaurant or to a fast food restaurant to eat every day or every week, you don't need to do all of that, because the more you do that, the more money you are spending out, and then you won't be able to save enough money. So the best way to do is you go do your own shopping, you cook, keep that food a little bit longer, and if you go to work, bring some of that food to work and eat for lunch. This is going to help you save $10 every day at work, as well as, you know, you bring some drinks with you to work too, like water, so you don't have to end up buying drink over there as well. Once you do those things, you're gonna end up with more money in your pocket than expected. And you have to do this consistently, by the way. And besides cooking your own food and eating home and taking it to work to eat as a lunch, you can also make your own gourmet coffee or tea at home to save $2 to $5 daily. If you spend $2.35 on a Dunkin' coffee every day for 1 year, it would cost you about $789.60. That's a lot of money. It adds up. And that's only for a medium cup of coffee. So imagine if you end up buying a larger cup of coffee every day for 1 year, you will end up spending more than that $789. Or if you round it up, that's $790. Also, if you spend $5 every day on a Starbucks cappuccino coffee for 1 year, you do the math, how much money that would be. You would have paid $1,680 a year. That is more than what most people make in 1 year in the third world countries, by the way. Tip number 3 is to save your loose change. So how do you save your loose change? You have to create a piggy bank or a coin jar, you can call it. Or you can also use a simple plastic bag to do this. When you use cash every day to buy anything, ranging from food, water, gum, anything, you get the change. You keep the spare change in your pocket. And you keep this, whether you're working anywhere, you keep this in your pocket. And at the end of the day, you bring that spare change, take it out, and put it in your coin jar. You do this for a long time. You do this up to at least 1 year or more. And once you accumulated enough loose change, then you can take those coins to your local coin store or to your local bank, and you can exchange them into bills, into dollar bills, and then you deposit that into your savings account. Loose change alone is not enough. So therefore, you need to start saving more money by creating an emergency savings account. Your emergency savings account must be high enough in order to cover you, your rent or mortgage, your other bills, food, expenses for 6 months or more. In the event when you lose your job and it's taking you longer to find another job. That emergency savings is there for that reason, to help you to cover those expenses until you find another job, as well as other unexpected emergencies that arrive abruptly. So that's why it's important to have that. And because it's called an emergency savings account, you don't touch it. You keep putting money in there and it stays there. This is separate from your main savings account that you use in addition to your checking account. By the way, this part right here is my favorite. You also need to save at least 60% of your income, especially in the second pay period that you are not using that money to pay your rent or mortgage. So now you have that more money for you to do anything you want to do with it. So instead of just keeping it in your checking account and go spend it out there and then it finish fast, you want to save 60% of that money. And if you think you don't have enough bills, save more than even 60, even better. So I do that. It helps me a lot to save a lot of money. I save a big chunk of my portion of my paycheck on the second pay period that I don't use that for rent. I make sure I do that. It is recommended by experts to save 10 to 15% of your income every time you get paid. But everybody's situation is different. Some people make more money, some people make less money, some people have more bills to pay, some people have less bills to pay. So if your situation is different, then putting 15 to 10 to 15% is okay too. If you make more money, then it's better to save more, like 60%. And again, it doesn't have to be 60%. You can save, it could be 40%, 30%, 20%, 50%, or higher. The more, the better. Another way I like to save money easily without worrying if you forget to take money from your checking account, put into savings, is that you can set an automatic withdrawal or automatic transfer. You set, it could be from the beginning of the month or the end of the month. You can set, for example, $50 or $100 withdrawn at the end of the month into your savings automatically. You don't have to do anything. You set it, forget it, and then the machine do its job. It's a great way to have extra money come out of your checking into your savings in addition of what you put in yourself for that 60% or higher. When you do this, it helps you save money tremendously over time, by the way. These steps and strategies are called paying yourself first. Why it's called pay yourself first? You work very hard. Therefore, you need to pay yourself first by taking care of yourself. So the way you do that is by setting the money aside for yourself, for your own needs at a later time when you need it. Then you can fall back on it. That's why it's called pay yourself first. Another amazing thing you can do while saving your money is to have multiple saving accounts, including emergency savings as well. And you can name those multiple saving accounts you have, you can name them dead wallet. You name them dead wallet, meaning you don't touch them ever. Don't touch them. You just leave it there. Once you do that, you set and you forget that those savings are there and act like they don't exist. And you forget about them completely. Step number 4 is to pay off your debt or avoid it completely. When you stay out of debt, you can save so much money. Therefore, you need to pay your debts in full at the due date. Some debts like mortgage, car loans, student loans are very difficult to pay them in full. That's why you need to refinance them to lower interest rates and make extra payments so you can finish paying them early, especially car loans. Also, you need to pay your credit card balances in full each month because interest rates are higher and it's the easiest thing to do, just like in the like button. Why? Because the average annual interest rate on credit card is more than 16% compared to a mortgage and car loan rates of 4.3%. And that is the reason why you need to pay your credit cards faster if you have them, because the interest rates are going to keep accumulating and then you're going to keep paying more bills and more bills. And then the next thing you know, you're paying all the interest and you're not really paying the initial balance that they sending you from the principal. Also, another way to save money, if you're looking for better ways to save money, it's the best to buy a car with cash, then taking car loan. And you can buy used car instead of buying a brand new car or newer. If you want something new, then you can buy a car that is at least 5 years older with less features. This way it would save you tons of money. People that buy decent used car, they save more money than people that buy brand new cars or just newer cars. Step number 5 is to live within your means. This one, a lot of people don't think about it, but it's also very important and it will help you keep more money in your pocket. This is an awesome strategy to save you money in the long run. What this means, you will be basically living a basic lifestyle. This means you only need to buy fewer clothes, shoes, electronic gadgets, or toys. You do not buy expensive designer clothes like Gucci, Jordan shoes, or Birkin bags. And if you live by yourself and you don't need a big place, you can buy a small house and then you just keep it to yourself and you don't need to spend tons of money. But if you want to buy a bigger house, then that means you also have to pay larger mortgage. So it's self-explanatory. And also you need to cancel your cable TV, your subscriptions like Netflix and Hulu, and many other more streaming companies that are out there that are not named. All you really need is a good reliable internet connection with a smart TV connectivity, and you could stream thousands of free TV shows, free movies, and live TV. If you own a house, right, you can grow your own food in your backyard and you can harvest that and then eat and enjoy it with your family. And that's another way that you can spend less money on groceries at the supermarkets. Tip number 6, a lot of people don't do it, but it's very good when you do it and it helps you also keep more cash in your pocket. It's to cut your own hair. You can buy you an economic haircut clipper, and learn how to cut your own hair. I cut my own hair every 2 weeks and I do this all the time and it saves me a lot of money. Right now it's growing back, so I need to cut it maybe this week or next week. So we'll see. And if you're a woman, you can support your friend's new hair braiding shop that she could just open it, and it doesn't have to be just braiding shop. It could be hair salon. Since they knew, they're gonna set their prices a little bit cheaper compared to people who already been around longer who are braiding. A lot of customers will charge higher prices. So you go to those newer, they could, do your hair a little bit cheaper. And if you have a friend who braids at home in preparation of them opening their business later or soon, you go to her and let her braid your hair cheaper. For example, if you go to her, she can braid your hair and charge you $100 compared to you going to a hair braiding shop, right? That if you pick a difficult style to do, they will charge you $180. And sometimes those styles cost up to $350, right? So if you go to your friend house who could braid you for $100, that's a lot of money you're saving. You're saving about $80. And even if she charges you $120, you're still saving a lot of money. So support your friends, businesses. This could be hair braiding, regular hair salon, or could be even nail shop. So I'll leave that in your hand, ladies, to decide on that one. But I think if you do that as well as supporting each other, it will help you save money instead of going to the shop and paying the full price of $180. Tip number 7, this is also one of my favorite ones. So tip number 7, you have to create additional multiple streams of income. What this means is that you have to get a second job or a side hustle. And if you can't get a second job because you're too busy or because of your schedule is not good, then you make sure to do overtime at your job. If you work in a big company that have multiple departments, it's an easy way to do. If the department you work in doesn't have overtime, you can also go to multiple other departments to pick overtime so that you can work and make more money, keep more cash in your pocket. And another side hustle that a lot of people use these days now, including people use day to day, is that if you have a car that is sitting there and if you got free time, you can drive Uber on the side, you can do Uber Eats, you can do DoorDash, you can do Grubhub. And when you do all of this, at the end of each week, you're gonna bring in a lot of more money as an extra income that will help to grow your account, your savings account. The more money you have, the more you can save easily, and you can have a peace of mind and you stay stress-free with finances. And it's better to have multiple streams of income each month, because when you don't worry about finances such as paying your mortgage, your rent, putting money on the table for your family, and things you need the money to do and you don't have that extra money to do it, you'll be tight. And now that creates more worry, and the more worry you do overthink, it creates more stress. And guess what stress do to you? It brings in more health problems. So in order to avoid all those things, you can have extra income that can help you take care of all those problems so that you don't have to stress about finances. And this keeps your health in the long run. So that's something good to mention. Tip number 8 is to get a roommate. I don't know if people still use roommates up to this day, but if you do, that's good. But if you don't, and if you live alone and you're paying higher rent, utilities, then please get a roommate. This helps you to share expenses with people to help cut the cost of your rent and other bills in half, which is a great way to also help keep money in your pocket. If you don't want to get roommates, then what you can do, you can always move back with your parents. You can move back with your parents and you can stay with them for like 6 months or 1 year. And you can save money on rent, utilities, and this help you to get back on your feet to save enough money before you go back on your own again. And if you are a teenager and if you are living home with your parents, don't be in a rush to move out, okay? Continue living with your parents. And when you do, make sure when you get a job, you start working, start saving money, and start investing that money early. Don't wait until you get older to try to work hard later to save money. Start at younger age, okay? Because when you have money, you're able to do so many things that you can do. Thank me later by liking the like button right now for YouTube algorithm to recommend this video to other people in need of this content. Step number 9, hire car insurance. If you're paying higher car insurance right now, just shop around to find better and cheaper policy than the one you are paying for. Even when you had a car accident history or tickets or speeding tickets, you will still be able to find a better policy cheaper than the current one you have. And when you do find the cheap one, switch right away. If you haven't done this yet, do it right now because it will save you a lot of money on paying a little bit cheaper car insurance than paying the more expensive one that you don't really need. When you follow these strategies and tips faithfully, you will save a lot of money in a short amount of time than ever before. And all these steps, I used some of these tips, a lot of these strategies to help me save $10,000 in 3 months time. And if I can do it, anybody can do it too. And I believe that hard work, perseverance, determination, and commitment and grit is the way to go, and it's the key to being successful in your finances and being able to save money. So what happens when you are able to use all these strategies and tips and now you end up saving enough money? What do you do now? It's good to have all this money sitting there in your bank account, but the bank doesn't help you grow that much money. So that's where our next video will come into place. So you're gonna be able to take some of that money and you invest, okay? You're gonna invest that money sitting in your checking savings account, but it's not the video to talk about investing. So we're gonna talk about the savings that you have now. We're gonna talk about in the next upcoming video all about investing those money that you saved up. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate your time for being here and watching this video all the way to the end.